Alright, welcome back to Death by Dragons. I am Steve, and I am rejoined by Matt.
Hello.
Hi, Matt. We're at Matt's house, which is very exciting for everyone. His kids aren't asleep yet. It's great. So we are going to do a Clash of Kings practice battle at 2,000 points, because Clash of Kings is this weekend.
It is very exciting.
Very exciting. Have you finished your army?
No.
No, you haven't. Never mind, I finished ages ago. It's all great. So you are bringing your...
Trident realm again, because the ogres aren't finished.
Yeah, because I'm finished. It better with Trident realm anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, cool. And I am once again with rats. A slightly different list to last time because I'm trying to find anything that works because nothing is working. I've lost 5 battles on a trot. Yeah, going great. Right, let's take a look at the army lists.
All right, so I showed Matt a picture of that, and he said he felt that his curtains made his house look like a squat. His house isn't as squat. It's a very nice house, actually. It's very pleasant. Ropey curtains aside. But I can't tell you how nice it is to play your friends in their own houses and having friends over. It's actually the coolest thing. So this is my modified rat list, which is very similar to my last rat list. So I won't spend a lot of time on it, and that's the main change, is that I've gone from 3 regiments to a horde of tunnel slaves, and accordingly I've downgraded my blender. So the horde of shock troops with the sharpness has gone down to Dwarven Ale. Now my thinking behind this is that sharpness shock troops are devastating, right? They're absolutely devastating. So Caleb McMillan, who is a very good US player, who was actually, he took me under his wing when I was first playing on Universal Battle. We played a lot. He said that one of the things he feared most in the game was sharpness shock troops, right? They are devastating and they're terrifying. What that means is that people spend the entire game avoiding them. They very rarely get into combat, which is a huge kind of point sink. I wonder what Koenig's doing. He stopped playing me. I think he got annoyed with me. Anyway, I am quite annoying, so that's fair enough. Anyway, so the other shock troops are the same. Everything else in this list is the same. So we've got Horde of Blight with Strength, 3 troops with Claw Shots, 3 weapon teams with Piercing, a Warlock with Bane Chant and the Inspiring Talisman, a Swarm Crier with a Diadem, and a Demon Spawn. So, the principle of the army is pretty simple. It's, slaves up front, then Blight, then shock troops, and shoot people, right? And annoy flyers with the demon. It doesn't cope well with lots of flyers, and it doesn't cope well with shooting. So shooting armies it really struggles with. But apart from that, I think it kind of works, right? Anyway, so onto the Trident Realm. So this is Matt's Trident Realm list, which I've been playing variants of this for, it must be a year now. So we do know each other's armies pretty well. We usually play on Universal Battle. So his core is 2 hordes of Gigas with the Staying Stone. If you've seen the latest version of 3 leagues, Gigas have got hideously better, which they definitely did not need to do. So anyway, one of them got Staying Stone, which he actually remembers for the first time, and the King Crab's formations. They all gain elite and +1 speed. Regiment of the Hidden Ones. These are the special Thule. Okay, so they're normal Thule, but they are Thunderous 1. Someone say stealthy, maybe. Ensnaring anyway, and they hit 20 attacks. They're hit on 3, they're gross. Horde of Depth Horrors, and just they're Depth Horrors, and they're also gross. 2 regiments of Tidal Swarm. So these are really cool chaff with Ensnare. They've got 15 attacks. They're actually pretty deadly if they get into you, so don't like them. They do hit on 5s, I think, so that's not good. 2 Knuckers, that's standard, with Nakushi. So this is his little trio of speedy nightmare units that mess me up a lot. So that's that. A Siren, because she's amazing, and her skill is so amazing, it's now a general skill available in version 3, right? So it used to be, I don't know, it was Siren's Call, I think it was called, and now it's called Enthrall. So it pulls people and disorders them, so it's great against range, against flyers, amazing. A Naiad Envoy, who's got Aura of Heroism, Teleport, and Banner of the Griffin. Alright, so basically Rally 2 is available pretty much across the army. He's got Ector, who is practically the best individual in the game. I think Alona might be the best individual in the game, but he's pretty close. And a Coral Giant, which he's just completed painting. And actually, you've seen it on, you might have seen it on the Mantic page. It's so nice. So this was just before he'd finished painting it, but it is a pretty cool model. He's like got shells on it, and it's kind of mutated into half a crab. It's really cool. So that's Matt's Trident Realm. So let's take a look at the battlefield. Here it is. So we have, oh look, I've got a stray wall I forgot to put into the animation. Oh, well, there you go, a little sneak preview. So, to be clear, oh, excuse me. I think Matt would want me to say he's got loads of really, really nice terrain, but it's in his shed. So we pulled out the stuff that he happened to have in his room, right? So this is what we've got. So we have 3 height 2 hills, which we've distributed just so. We have a height 4 forest, which is a blackened forest, so it must have been burned at some point. It's totally just not unpainted, right? 2 height 4 buildings, and then everything else is a wall. So we have 6 obstacles, just to make the battlefield interesting, because we didn't have any difficult terrain, so we thought this might break it up a little bit. So that was the terrain. So the scenario is push, and we rolled 4 tokens each. All right. So Matt won the roll for sides, and he chose the top, as you look at this picture. And yeah, so let's take a look at our deployment.
Okay, so we have the Trident Realm. So talk us through your list. That was my demon, I just hit with my name.
Tidal Swarm.
Yep.
Knocker.
Yep.
Knocker. Nakushi.
Let's take some time to admire these models because they are so good. Wobbly hands. Alright.
We have Coral Giant.
Check this out. Yeah, and look.
And hiding behind
It's
him,
Peglet.
the Siren.
Hang on, I'm a bit. So there's the Siren. You see her? Sort of, there she is.
Yeah. Hector.
Yep.
Gigas with Staying Stone, which I forget.
Right.
Gigas.
Yep.
Tidal Swarm. Hidden Ones. Envoy with Teleport. Aura of Heroism. Banner of the Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Depth Horrors.
And that is 2,000 points of the Trident Realm. Oh, that's my finger. This is high quality. Oh, yeah, don't lean on the table. Okay, so we have a Horde of Blight with Brew of Strength. We have the Shock Troops who've got 2 loot tokens. These ones have got Headstrong. There are 3 weapon teams. And the Standard Bearer with a Diadem. Those are slaves. That's a Horde of Slaves. And that is the Pathfinder Shock Troops with 2 tokens. That is a Warlock. And then over here we have 3 what called Claw Shots, all touching the wall. There's unit slaves, and that is the demon. And that is 2,000 points of rats.
Right then, on to turn 1. So I won the roll, and I chose to go first because I wanted to get some shooting off before he started moving up all his fast stuff. That was the reason why. So I didn't point it out when we were going through Matt's army, but obviously he had 2 loot tokens on each of his gigas, and I told you where mine was on my shock troop. Excuse me. So turn 1. So here is what I did in turn 1. Excuse the it's like there's a light just above me to the right, hence this kind of weird misty glow to the right there. So that's what's going on there. So I'm also doing this on a laptop in a hotel room, so I don't have a mouse, so I'm going to try and use my touchpad to do the drawing. It might not work. Let's see. So the first thing I did was shoot the demon over, right? Because he's got this units here, right, of fuss stuff. So this one is a Nuka here. This one is another Nuka, and the one in the middle is Nakushi. So they are speed 9 and they're Pathfinder. So the wall I'm not bothered about, but by putting the demon here, so his line of sight covers pretty much all of this. Okay, so he can't slip past me without getting a demon in the face. And the demon can pretty much kill any of those 3 in one, any of those 4 units in one, right? He might not be able to take a triple charge from all of them, but he could definitely take a charge from 1 or even 2 of them without worrying too much. So, well, they have got TC2, and then I push the slaves up. So that's because I don't particularly care about these slaves. They are nothing. What I want to do with these units is tie up this unit of fast stuff for as much of the game as possible. And you may be thinking, well, that's a waste of a demon, but think about it. My demon's what, like 350 points or something? That's pretty much how much he's got here, right? It's point for point. I'm using the demon, okay, and actually he's got fly and speed 10. He can actually zoom over. So the plan is to use the slaves and the demon to just tie up all these units for as long as possible because they are the most dangerous of his units, I would say. They're fast and they're very, very annoying. Plus, I've got my little shooting battery. So my little shooting battery here is not going to move. I plan to not move this for most of the game. They're touching the wall. There's no cover. You've got a height 4 giant. You've got 2 height 4 monsters and a height 3. They can just plink away with piercing 2 for as much of the battle as possible. So if I can tie them up to get shot, that would be perfect. Okay, so the Warlock moved over because this first turn is all about getting off as many shots as possible, right? So from here, I actually mismeasured. I didn't bother measuring. I was planning to lightning the Knucker here, but that's more than 24. But I can do some focused fire, so I can get lightning bolt into the Knucker from the demon here. I can. That's no cover, and then these guys can, and these guys and the Warlock can do the giant. Okay. The giant's only a 16-18. He's not a proper giant in inverted commas. He has got ensnare. He's awful if you melee against him. But a 16-18 means I can shoot him quite nicely with a lot of piercing. Okay? And then these guys move up. This is when I realised I've made a mistake. So if you ever watched any of Paige Neo's Newbie Dice videos, he talks about checkerboard deployment in Ratkin. He's absolutely right. And look, I have utterly failed here. They are literally butting up against each other. So realistically, these shock troops should be like here for proper checkerboard. Now there is the wall there. That's probably why I did it. Maybe the slaves should be there. And the shock troops should be here, because what I want to be able to do is charge slaves in and then charge shock troops in. But I've not done that, so that was a mistake I need to correct. Then these slaves moved up, and my little trio of weapon teams, the standard bearer also there, moved up. And the plan is to get them into range. There's not a lot here that I'm worried about. The Siren can disorder one of them, and Ector can potentially push one of them, but I can probably get into range for a shot before he does that and do as much damage as possible. And then these guys moved up as well, so the plan there is to shove the blight into something horrible and let it kind of bounce off my ensnare while I use the slaves to kind of shield their flank. So yeah, that was my turn 1. Let's take a look at what I did.
So turn 1, let us lightning bolt things. So do I lightning bolt the Knucker or the Swarm? Let's lightning bolt the Knucker, we hate Knuckers. So Demon will lightning bolt this Knucker.
5s and 3s?
5s and 3s because they're stealthy, which is ridiculous. 1 and none.
Nothing.
Useless. Alright, so this will shoot that Knucker without cover. So that's 5s and 2s. Oh, that's what I like to see. 3 hits. 2 wounds. And then the other 2 will shoot the giant.
Okay.
So 10 on 4s and 3s. I'll take that all day. 3s, 4 wounds.
Cool.
And then we will lightning bolt the giant as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4s and 4s. And 4s. 3 more wounds. He's got 7 wounds.
That's
Suck
not
it, giant.
good. This is not good.
It's because you're not fully painted.
Yeah.
That's what we do to people that aren't fully painted. That's actually it. That's my whole turn. So let's do some nerve. Nerve on the Knucker. He's a double 6 to waver.
To waver, yeah.
11 to waver, right? Because he's a 13. I rolled a 3. Giant. He's fine.
So Iron resolves 1 off.
Yeah. That's it. Your turn 2.
1 to complete my own sentence. So Matt's turn 1. So this is what Matt did. So he moved this Knucker back, which is pretty smart, because what he doesn't want to do is for me to jump the demon over. Because let's say I can, and like I said, I'm not worried about, let's say the demon can come here, right? He would charge me, and then he'd be able to turn around and charge me back next turn because I'd be grounded. He has left me an opportunity here. So he's moved those, and he's moved the Swarm up and 2 guys behind. This is a great tactic that I thoroughly approve of, and I do myself when I was playing Ratkin, right? So with Gargoyles, you shoot forward your little chaff unit and you put your monsters behind it. So both monsters are now thoroughly unchargeable, which is great, because then they are, I can potentially kill the Swarm, but then he can countercharge with 2 decent units. I'm not going to do that. And I think he's made a slight mistake here, because what he's left is Nakushi's flank. Right, so there's a clear flank now to 2 of these units here. So that's one thing he's done. He's also left me an opportunity. The demon potentially could fly 20 to here. And now I'm threatening the entire flank of his army down here. And that's what I normally would do. So let's see if I pick that up next turn, because I'm trying to play the demon more cautiously, because he tends to die at turn 2 or 3 at the moment, the way I'm playing. So that's a fairly solid move, I think, on the left. And then he's just chucked this giant up. So he's got 6 wounds on him, which is a lot. So he's already within waiver territory or even kill territory with a good nerve roll if I manage to do any more damage. So he's pretty much just being aggressive with it now. That is Ector popping behind the forest because Ector is unpleasant, so he's just leaving it in a place where he can do some nastiness. And then this kind of melee block moves up, so Giga's defense 6 in the front, very, very unpleasant. Only 12 attacks, but if you can get a flank with them, so the reason he puts them together is that if I charge one of them, the other one can then get a flank, which is a really good tactic. And he's also got the swarm there who can jump in front to chaff out, so again, a very good solid move. And that is that's the envoy. I actually have no idea whether I think the siren and the envoy went together there behind those units because he wants to try and use them when he can. So he can't reach anything this turn, but next turn he wants to use the siren to disorder some of my shooting. And the depth horrors have moved here with the hidden ones. So this is a great move. So hidden ones are ensnaring, plus they are not on the hill. So none of my units here, because we're all height 1, right? We can't see them. So I can't charge them next turn. They're within 12, but I can't charge them. Depth horrors are here. So I can see the depth horrors with my blight, but he's put them really good. So they are just behind this wall. Okay, so depth horrors are ensnaring. So if I charge in with my hitting on 4 blights here into the depth horrors, I will be both ensnared and hindered by this wall because you end up here, which means I'll be hitting on 6s. So depth horrors are absolutely terrifying to take an attack from. You need to get rid of them, so that is a great move. So I am not going to charge them next turn. So that was Matt's turn 1. Let's have a look.
All right, so that was Matt's turn 1, but everything's moved at the double, right?
Pretty much.
So that's the end of turn. That's the end of turn 1.
Done.
Yeah, so that was a quick turn. On to turn 2. So my turn 2. Let's take a look at what I did. So I chose not to play my normal aggressive demon because I was, Dan King basically has advised me because we're in a team at Clash of Kings, to just be more cautious with the demon and hold him back behind units until you can get something juicy, right? So I thought, okay, I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to use him to just lightning bolt. So I popped him behind the slaves. So the slaves didn't take the charge because it would be ridiculous. They already hit on 5s. They're going into ensnare over a wall. So yeah, they can't do anything. So I might just leave them there. And it's far more convenient to just pop the demon behind there because then I can carry on lightning bolting onto that knucker at the back, which has already got a couple of wounds, which is, getting rid of one of them reduces his speedy attack force by 1/3. Want to do that. So as I mentioned, I can then use my remaining claw shots, all of them, to shoot at Nakushi's flank without cover, which I think is a good idea. So this warlock moved back a little bit, and the only reason he moved back is because he just moved out. So the giant is speed 7, so that's 14.1 inches basically. So he can't charge me with his giant. Nothing can charge me. And then I spent a bit of time trying to work out what to do here because I worked out I've misdeployed. I haven't checkerboarded these guys, and I actually need to get my own slaves out of the way so the shock troops can get in. These are the Pathfinder shock troops behind them. These guys here. So I want them to not be charging over this wall, and I want them to be charging into this wood. Yeah, Pathfinder. So I moved the slaves here as bait because I want as much of his force as possible to come in, take them off the board, and then we can do some unpleasantness. So that was that plan. And then, I just moved those guys up. So really, I hadn't quite worked out the shakeable thing, and really I should have moved them sideways rather than moving them up, but I did what I did, so that's my life, and I'll live it. So thanks very much for not judging me. Good. And then the little shooting battery, right, so I figured, right, battery of death, right, 40 breath, 30 of it's got piercing 1. I'm gonna wipe units out, and I have wiped out whole units with a shooting battery. And I figured there's a unit of gigas here. If I move them to where I've moved them here, so they're nimble, so they can move out. So this is the Sounder Bearer, and the other 3 guys are spread across, so they can shoot over there. None of them have got cover. There's no stealthy. So I'm going to put 40 breath onto 1 giga unit. I'm going to try and wipe them out in one go. Just take off half of his nasty battery, and let's see how that goes. The slaves move up on the hill. So once again, saying please charge me because the blight have moved here and the shock troops have moved here. So whoever charges them is going to take a unit to the face somehow, right? So what I really want him to do is move his depth horrors out here and take this bait. I want him to charge either the blight or the slaves with his depth horrors. I don't think he'll take that bait, but I thought I'd give him the opportunity to. So yeah, what you want to try and do with slaves, I think, is avoid a yellow belly roll. I don't like to charge them in. I would prefer to have them charged, because if there's a yellow belly roll, it can go nasty for you. So I would rather have them charged than to charge. So that was my turn 2. Let's see how it went.
Okay, so we are turn 2. So we have got some lightning bolt here. No, all right. What I'm going to do first. I didn't actually check, but I think I'm in the flank of what's he called?
Akushi.
Her flank, right? Yeah. So I'd say all of these 3 are in her flank, which means there's no cover.
There's a hill.
Apart from the hill. Because she's hoping. So cover from them, cover from him, no cover from him. But we do need to shoot him off, because otherwise he's going to do that. So let's try it. We'll do 10 with cover. So 10 on 5s and defense 5? So 5s and 3s. So 5s and 3s from these guys onto Mikushi. Oh, that's 3 hits. And 3s. 3 hits, 3 wins. Problem with posting battle reports. Last one. Jeremy Duval sent me a message. Hi Jeremy, by the way. Hi Jeremy, I love you. He watches on a giant TV on his bedroom wall. And he freeze framed it and pointed out that I picked up a 2 as if it was a 4.
Disgraceful.
Sorry Jeremy, again. Right, 5 on 4s and 3s. That's 3. And 3s. 2 more.
So up to 5.
Up to 5. And we will... So he is height 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
So there's no cover.
Yep.
Yeah. Lightning bolts.
6 over 4. Because the slave's on the hill?
Slaves are on a hill, but they're only height... They're height 1, because he's in the same height, right? So he's already height 4, so they don't count as cover. Are they on the hill?
No. They're height 0 anyway.
No, height 0, so there is no cover.
Okay, cool.
So 4s, and people can tell me if I'm wrong. 1. 4s. Yep, 1 more. 6 wounds. That was good. We're killing it today.
Watch a man fumble to put a dive on 6.
And I guess we will lightning bolt the knocker with the shaman. What's he called?
Warlock.
That's it, thank you. So 5s and 3s. 1. What are you doing? Oh, I was going to bench. Oh no, I didn't bench up because no one attacked. 1 more. Knock us up to 3. Right, now the fun bit. So 3 weapon teams and a standard bearer on a Giga unit. Let's find out. So
A literal hand of death.
4s and 5s.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not going to do it, but it's fun to try. With elite? No, I'm joking. I don't think that's really good enough.
It's playing Havoc. The different dice hurt my head. Just...
Right, I think those are all. 3, thank you. 4s and now 5s.
It's going to make a pretty big dent in them, I think, still.
Not with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 wounds. Wop, wop, wop. Not what we needed. And then the standard bearer will go 3,
And 4s and 6s, right?
Correct. Yeah. Alright. That's a reasonable roll. And now 6 6s, 5 6s. No 6s.
No 6s.
No, that was not what I wanted. I've got a really piercing one. I thought they were all claw shots. Alright, so let's do the nerve on Akushi. She a 14, 16? That's a 10. That's 16.
Reroll.
Damn it. A double 1!
Get him out of the way now, why not? Yeah.
A double 1. Bollocks! Alright, Knucker.
Oh, yeah.
That's an 11.
14, that's quite annoying. That's a waiver.
Hurrah! And do with gigas. Double 6 would be lovely right now to match a double 1. And so we've got a 7.
Nothing.
Your turn 2, my friend.
Okay, so Trident Realm turn 2. What I didn't mention last turn was that the reason I was so keen to shoot off Nakushi was because she was within 18 inches of my claw shots. So my failure to even waver her means that she could just charge in, which is what she did. However, I'm not wildly bothered about it. Claw shots are cheap, and Nakushi is expensive. So if he wants to spend his expensive kind of hero, and Nakushi is really a utility hero. If you want to spend 3 turns kind of trying to wipe out claw shots, then I'm kind of fine with that. I don't really mind. So that's fine. So he took the charge with the swarm into the slaves, with the knucker behind, and the other there's the knucker, and the other knucker backed up because obviously they are wavered. Now that leaves me open to do whatever I like with my demon, pretty much. So that's also okay. And there's no guarantee that swarm is going to knock off the slaves in a single go because they're rallied by the demon. So they're currently a 14-16, which is pretty meaty, despite the fact they're only defense 2. And swarm is hit on 5s. So yeah. Deciding that despite the fact that I want him to get rid of that slave unit, he kind of went for it. So the giant and the gigas and the swarm. So the swarm flanked. And the gigas and the giant went in the front. So that's I mean, the gigas are hitting on 4s because they're through terrain. The giant's got strider. So, I guess I don't really mind. Essentially what I'm saying there is that I'm quite happy because it allows me to countercharge at least 1 unit. However, what he did was move the Siren back, and that's Ector forwards. And this is because he's got this shooting threat from all 3 of my war engines and the standard bearer. So he's going to try and blow one of them up with Ector by knocking them backwards with the Kraken Maw attack, which is a damaging wind blast. And he's going to try and disorder another one. So that takes out 2 of my 4-man kind of shooting team, which is a good tactic, I think. And then, again, so he's taken the charge here, and I think he looking at it now, right? So the shock troops can't see over the hill. Both those units are height 1, so theoretically, if he kills that unit, he can be off the hill and out of danger, essentially, which is a pretty good strategy. And then the what's the name? Depth Horrors didn't move at all because he's quite happy where they are. He wants my Blight to come in so that he can get a flank off with something else. So yeah, so pretty solid turn. Let's check it out.
Okay, we're on to the Trident realm. Turn 2.
Right.
We've got some shooting, some combat. What are you doing first?
I'm going to cast Aura of Heroism before I forget on these gigas.
On these gigas.
Which goes off.
Correct. So they are now rally 1 and just rally 1.
Rally 1. And +1 nerve and debris.
So they're +1 nerve and rally 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Then I'm going to cast... He's going to cast Kraken Maw on this guy here.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Who do we appreciate?
Defense 4.
Correct.
So 4s and 4s. Well, that's
Oh, your dice today!
2 hits.
2 wounds. So I go back 2. Some live movement. 1, 2, and 2 wounds, which means you probably die.
Siren's going to pull this chap towards her.
Yeah. Could you see him?
Doesn't block.
Oh, height 0.
Height 0. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4 inches forwards and disordered.
So he basically goes to there. I've got a token for disordered. I haven't got it out. Sorry.
Have a gold star.
I'll get it out later.
That's all my shooting done.
It should be there on the woods. That's all the shooting. So now you want to do the nerve on the older
Oh yeah, I suppose. On the
weapon team.
11.
Right, and again, please.
9.
9, 10, 11. So currently he's an 8, 10, 10, 12. So he's wavered
That'll do.
with all the rally.
That'll do.
So he's wavered in 2 wounds, and he's disordered. So we've only got 1 weapon team left since they pooped so badly. Sucks to be me.
Let's do this combat first. The Swarm, 15 attacks on 5s and 2s. 4, 5, 6. Cool.
Okay. Oh, a dice tray.
Dice tray.
Kings of Hearts. Jack of Hearts?
Kings of Hearts.
Kings of Hearts.
Yeah. 5s and 2s.
That's a lot of 5s.
No, you got to fear the swarm.
I do fear the swarm. Well, I don't particularly fear the swarm. It's only slaves. No one cares about slaves. Sorry, slaves. I care.
6.
6 wounds. They are a 14-16 in a minute. 8 and 6 is 14. Wavered.
You're backing up to the...
No one's backing up.
You right behind.
We're all stuck.
Cool, right, we're just having a party. Cool.
Okay.
Nat, who didn't regen anything.
6 wounds rolled, 6 1s and 2s. And 3s.
6 attacks on...
There's only 6 attacks?
Yeah. 3s and 2s.
It's Crush 2 or Thunderous 1?
Thunder 1, Crush 1.
Yeah, it's 3s and 2s. That's good.
5 wounds.
5 wounds on an 8-10 unit with no inspiring. You see where this is going?
7.
Gone. First blood. Whoops, we're stuck. There we go. What would you like to do with them?
Depends what the arc is on these guys.
I don't think this one can see them, but let's have a check. I don't want to move the wall really, but okay. We've learned about moving walls in the last game. I know he can see. I think maybe.
Whoa, move the house.
So there's if they're. Well, we know where that one is because it's right next to it, right?
This is a terrible video.
So no, he can't see.
Cool.
So only one of them can see.
Okay, that's there. It's tempting to turn around and threaten the arse of this guy
You could,
and hope I can survive a round of shooting.
or being rear charged. On
What's the melee?
On 6s, they hit on 5s.
So it'll be 6s and 5s.
Yeah.
How many attacks?
15 attacks in the rear.
6s and 5s. Oh, she'll try and finish the job.
Ah, I was hoping I could. I love a rear charge, so to speak.
Right, this mess here.
Yeah, let's see if we can knock off a bunch of slaves.
Giant. 8 attacks.
Glad you got that dice tray there.
It's to roll lots of dice, alright? You need to make bigger dice trays, alright? 2 hits.
2 hits! Because he's not finished.
And
2s.
2 wounds.
Okay, start putting those out.
Gigas. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 3s and 2s with elite.
Aren't they hindered?
4s and 2s.
Are they Pathfinder?
No, they're not Pathfinder. 4s and 2s with elite, sorry.
Okay.
I quite like a waiver here, if that's alright. Oh dear.
Well, you can get anything at this rate.
5.
It's 5. So
Well, you haven't banked on the swarm yet.
Hey, swarm and flank.
5, 8, 10, 15. So roll this lot twice. 5s and 2s.
5s and 2s. Ooh.
Love that dice tray.
Yeah, it's great. Okay, it's looking great so far.
4.
That's a bit better.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 hits on
Yeah.
2s. Take 5 out.
Maths in action.
Tell you what, I'm better at counting now. I've practiced since the last game.
That's better.
9. So they are up to
16.
Thank you.
I'm not inspired?
Not inspired, correct. Let's know, yeah. So 16, 6, 12, and 4 is 16. That's right, isn't it?
Yes.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And they are rally, so I think they're fine. I'll check. She really know the nose. I think they're a 1921 in my head.
You're going to get abuse from someone that said you should have printed out your list.
Well, I didn't print out my fucking list, so suck it. Oh, hang on. Ton of slaves. Horde is 1921. I'm right!
So
they're a 2022. So you rolled a 4.
So they're wavered.
That's what you wanted?
That's what I wanted. I'll take that.
Suck it.
So they that I bounce
So you all
on.
bounce. You bounce in all sorts of directions.
Oh god.
I've run out of waver tokens.
Bring on 3rd edition. How's that? That looks about.
Oh, I've got an extra wave one. There you go. Wavered is literally what I did not want.
Played for and got. Right?
Played for and got. Oh, we need to move the trigger. Can't wait for all this bouncing not to happen anymore. Come on, version 3. Alrighty.
Yes. Cool.
And then these guys onto the other slaves.
So the hidden ones are 20 attacks. Found my dice. 5, 10. Yeah.
Live dice counting here. I'd just like to point out my lovely tidy piles of dice right here. Look at that.
I'm preparing for a tournament.
Tournament
I'm not counting
quality.
my dice. 3s and 2s. Yeah.
Lots.
Double. Not a lot. All those for
Nothing.
1.
Nice.
3, 6, 9.
9.
Gigas. 2, 4, 1.
This should do it. Oh, then we've got 12 attacks.
10, 12. Yes. 3s and 2s. With a lead.
Hurrah for elite. All of them.
And 2s. 6.
6 more. So they are on 12, then we're 15, and they are 14, 16. So double ones twice. And again.
Ooh, no.
And a 4. So these are gone. Slaves are dead! So I'm glad about it because this guy's whip breaks literally every game and he's not broken it yet. So, yay for him. Okay.
Oh, I haven't done it again. Hidden one's going to back up.
Okay.
1 inch.
1 inch, which is, I would say, not enough to get you off the hill.
There's a, won't we? Oh.
Ah, okay, you are off the hill. Fine.
These guys aren't on the hill.
Nope.
What can they be potentially charged by? Nothing.
Cannon? With no melee attacks?
And you can't see them?
Today. Correct.
And you can't actually get the flank of them either, which is quite funny.
No. Who set up this terrain?
Some idiot.
That's me.
I think I'll leave them like that.
Alrighty.
Because this guy can fire, right?
Correct.
I'll back him up. 2 inches.
That's 1 inch further than the other one.
Like that.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Definitely can't charge them now. On to turn 3.
Done.
So we are on to turn 3 for the rats. Amusing story. Having said that guy's whip breaks every game and I managed not to break it, I put him back in the box and immediately broke the whip. So, great. Anyway, so I need to decide what to do on the left-hand side because I'm happy that knucker can't really get anywhere nice, anywhere useful. The knucker at the back, I just need to shoot with something. So in the end, I shot the. I thought it's time for the demon to enter the combat, so I popped him over here behind the house, so he can't be seen by anything, and he's in a lovely threatening position. Okay. So he's got to shuffle around a little bit, basically, and then move the warlock up because I didn't want him to be charged by Nakushi, so I moved him out of Nakushi's arc of sight and put him into inspiring range of everything because that's part of his role. And then remembering that I was supposed to sort my positioning out, I eventually moved these guys over a little bit. I'm okay with them at the moment because they're not hurt and they've still got their 2 tokens and they're within reach of the other side. And then this weapon team is disordered, so he's basically going to die. It's useless. So I popped it up here because what I wanted to do was to block the gigas. And then in a piece of shenanigans, the diadem standard bearer, he is useful because he's got a diadem. However, much more use was popping him over here. So I moved my full 12 and popped him in front of that wall, which meant that the blight could go into the depth horrors that were still lurking unhindered because couldn't get anywhere. They didn't then touch the wall. So I thought that was pretty clever. And then I moved the shock troops with the dwarven ale up onto the hill. So at this point, they can only be charged in the front by the hidden ones. I don't think they're going to do enough damage to kill me. So that's a risk, but I thought, that's a risk that I'll take. because the giggers are blocked by the weapon team, and the depth horrors are going to be not taken care of, but they're going to be busy with the blight, shall we say. And then the other weapon team, oh, there he is. He's just stay. Oh, that's right. He stayed where he was because I'm going to shoot the swarm off. Hopefully, get rid of that before I get shot by Ector or something like that. So yeah, that was my turn. The weapon teams, what are they called? Claw shots stay there because they're just going to shoot things, and that was my turn. So let's see how it goes.
Okay, are we ready? So turn 3 for the noble rats. So they're not doing anything because they're waving and going to be dead soon. Shooting. So we're going to shoot an Akushi with this unit.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5 on 4s and 3s. Don't mess it up, guys. 3. 3s. 3.
Mm-hmm. Up to
She's
9.
up to 9. Was she 14, 16?
I think so. I can check in a minute.
So he's roll 5. Yeah, that'll be totally fine. We're going to lightning bolt the Knucker on 5s.
Yep, 5s and 3s.
3. That's what I'm talking about.
1.
1. Oh, that's enough. It's a test. And then we'll lightning bolt the Giant with the Demon.
And 5s and 4s.
Indeed. Or should we lightning bolt the Siren?
She's stealthy.
Still 5s then. Let's lightning bolt the Siren.
Okay, 5s and 3s.
She's already spent 3. 5s and 2s.
5s and 2s.
1. 1. It's a test, as I would say. And the only weapon team that can shoot is going to shoot the Swarm.
Boo.
4s and 2s. Need to get a dice tray of some sort.
Yeah, that'd be handy.
That's a good roll. 2s.
5.
5 wounds. Stadabera can't shoot because he's moved. He's wavered. He's disordered and dead. Oh, this one. I've done that one. No, I haven't. I lightning bolted.
Yeah.
Ah, alright, let's shoot the Knucker.
Are you in range? He must be.
Yeah,
he must
well
be.
within range. What are you talking about, Wes? I'm going to use the special. The
5s and 2s.
I think the purple dice roll better.
Well, I can tell whether you got 6s or not.
They're good. I like them purple dice. They're casino dice. Okay, 5s and 2s. Oh well, there you go. I'm betrayed by my own dice. 2s. One more. Alright. Nakushi. Need a 5 to waver. That is a 10.
That's a dead.
That is a 6 wavered.
Yes.
Hurrah! That's what we wanted. The Knucker. That's a 10. 15.
That's a dead.
Hurrah!
That's annoying.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Please note, viewers, not actually sorry. The Siren need double 6. No, that's worth a try. Swarm. 4 and 5, 9.
Fine. I dash 13 at the moment. Dash 14, sorry. Dash 13.
Shut up!
Dash 13.
Ridiculous. Okay, on to combat. So we've got some combat. Hurrah! It's just them.
That's it.
It's just them taking out a unit of depth horrors in one go. Here we go. Dash 18, right?
Dash 19, because of the Banner of the Griffin.
Is that in? Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
so I was looking at this. I was looking at the blight, thinking that's your unit. All right. So don't worry, I'm not very bright.
5s and 2s.
Yes, because of the ensnare. 5s and 2s, not going to happen.
Not rolling like that, it's not.
Oh, they're off the hill. Great. Oh, that's clocked. Okay. Well, 5s and 2s never really hits anything, if I'm honest. Oops. I kind of forgot they had ensnare, if I'm honest.
It's the army-wide special
I know. But, Gigas don't have it, so...
We talked about it last time.
I know.
That's why you moved him there.
I know, yeah. No, that's because of the hinder thing is gone. Right, 2s. It's fine. I can survive one roll of combat.
That's still pretty good.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
That's not shabby.
And I can't kill them. Can I?
You can.
Oh yeah. So I need a 9 and a 10 to kill.
Yeah, twice. There's
That's
once.
10. Ooh. which you can see Matt smoke.
Oh,
Yes! The depth horrors are gone.
disappointing.
Okay, and we are gonna. I'm not on the hill, which is quite fun. So I think we'll just turn. He's about there-ish, right? But it could,
Yeah.
He's, yeah.
Oh, that wasn't expected.
So we're going to turn like that, so we can see down here. But I'm not on the hill. Hurrah!
That's changed things a reasonable amount.
Woo! Your turn 3.
Well, that was good, wasn't it? I wasn't expecting that at all, but because neither I wasn't particularly worried if they hadn't routed them because the hidden ones weren't on the hill and they weren't on the hill, so they couldn't be seen. So the worst that would happen was a counter charge into mine snare. So another round and I probably would have got them. But that brings things forward quite a lot, which is great. So Matt's turn 3. So first Nakushi turn. He decided not to go into the claw shots because he saw the demon, right? The demon's about to come across, and actually having Nakushi ready to kind of join that fray is more important, which I think is probably wise. Oh, plus that's right, she was wavered, right? So actually he couldn't go into them. So all she could do was turn around. That's fair. So then realizing that's right. So realizing demon was there, he brought this knucker across. So tired of messing with slaves, actually having the knucker there ready. So if the demon does jump in, he can recharge me or whatever. Seems sensible. The swarm, of course, went back into the slaves and will probably finish them off this turn, I would say. And then the giant and the gigas went back into the slaves to finish them off because now is the time. And so did the swarm. Because actually there's nowhere else the swarm could go. Then the gigas took the charge into the war engine, which is what I wanted. Not really what I wanted, but there's nothing else for that war engine to do because it was going to be just disordered every turn. And now why did he do this? So this was rather than go into the shock troops. That's right, because I get it. So he needed to reposition this unit in case it's ensnaring. So if he went into my shock troops, he figured, as I did, that he would bounce. In which case that unit's just going to get wiped out because even hindered on 5s, 60 attacks in the flank and 25 in the front is going to destroy it. So what he could do by going to the war engine, it would allow him to reposition. So at least it would be a double front. Yeah, that seems pretty sensible to me. I think, yep. Whoa, we're not at turn 4 yet. Wait for it. There was some minor shuffling of the heroes. So I think the banner guy came back behind the gigas, and Ector and the siren repositioned themselves as well. Yeah, so that was his turn 3.
Okay then, so we are on to turn 3 for the Trident realm. What are we doing first?
These haven't taken away, that's your die, isn't it? Because that was just there to prop up the...
Correct.
Yeah, cool.
Shooting first, right?
Yeah, shooting. Hector's going to try and blast that bugger off from there again.
What's he ever done to you? He's literally done nothing to you because he's out of the chance.
4s and 4s, yeah?
Correct.
3.
Okay.
And 1.
So we're up to 3 wounds, and we go back 3 inches, and probably die 1, 2, 3. Oops, sorry, too many shadows there.
Siren's going to disorder the other one.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, try to disorder the other one. 2 hits. 2 inches forward.
So. Loop. And disordered, right?
Yep.
I've got a token now. That is such a diss. Sorry. Come on, buddy.
Aura of Heroism on the gigas. Yes,
Yes.
it goes off, so they get it now. Cool. That's all my shooting.
Okie dokie.
Combat. No check on the
Yep.
guy up there.
Ooh, 10. He's very dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ratkin. You didn't get to do anything.
No other nerve checks, are there?
Nope, there's no one else damaged.
No, cool. So I'll start over here. 3.
So these are Swarm on slaves, who knocked it out of the park last time, I've got to be honest, on 5s. So 5s and 2s?
Yeah, if I can count dice.
That is tough.
It is hard work counting dice. Why can I not count dice?
I'd like to point out that Matt is an engineer.
It's not a very good one.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
And 2s? 4 more. So they're up to 10, which is bad news for them. 16 they were.
Just.
Very dead. No, they're at 12, 14.
Oh, right.
He's well out now. I really should have thought about that when I positioned him. But I didn't because I'm not very good at this game. So,
then advance.
yep, that's 1 unit strength. I haven't got any lead tokens, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm going to put loot tokens on them, right?
You haven't done. So I thought we were playing invade. We're playing push.
You should have mentioned that.
Yeah, we're playing push. It's fine. I saw it, there was a voiceover. Imagine my voice, I'm all cool and collected because I know what's happened. This is the push scenario.
Right. This one?
So here's the question. Do we make Matt roll 60 dice plus 24 plus 36 dice? No, I think
96 dice.
96 dice. Have you got 96 dice in that little box? Possibly. No. Let's just let's double one in.
But not inspired, right?
No, because I'm not good at this game. They did. He said. Hey.
Right. So if I pivot them like that,
Okay.
as in the front of both of them, right? I know the other way round.
I'm about to say that's definitely the rear.
Like this. I was just making sure that if I pivoted them.
So they were here, yeah? Oh no, they're here, weren't they?
Yeah.
So you're going to turn them, yay.
Yeah.
And then bounce.
Well, they were like that.
Oh right, yeah, because they weren't quite.
Fallen. Yeah, so they were like this, right?
Oh, fine.
So I just turn them like this.
Yeah. So both fronts.
Yeah.
Two ensnaring. Yeah.
You can't hit them in a flank, can you?
I think I might be able to, but give it a try.
No, because you.
So the edge of the unit is, so I need to turn once. So no, I can't.
Okay. Okay, we'll leave it like that.
Okay. And then we're doing.
Actually, no. Let's spin them like this.
Okay.
Because I don't think. Because I don't think.
That's what I do. I just don't think anymore.
This is going to be horrible because I don't think I'd kill those. Oh no, never mind. You never know, they might survive. We'll see. Because you can't flank charge there, you can't charge in there. That's a front charge, that's a front charge, right?
Yeah, double fronts, yeah.
You can't charge here.
You can't get through the bloody unit that won't die.
Will there be a swarm in the way, hopefully, as well?
Yes, correct.
Right, so let's do this nonsense here. Giant.
5.
So 10 attacks. 4. 4s and 2s. One. Gigas. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 4s and 2s. With a leap.
4? So yeah, so it means it's hindered.
Yeah, it's not a character charge, is it, unfortunately? 6 more?
Okay, so they're on 18, 22, they're double ones now. So
Okay, are they inspired by this guy?
yeah. And again. Nope. Slave's dead.
What to do?
So this is going to be a complicated reform, so I'm going to cut the camera and come back afterwards. So amusingly, the Gigas turned so that they had a front from this unit of shock troops and from the demon, which is fine. And then we overran the giant so that we couldn't get the shock troops in. He overran 6, which means he's gone all the way into this unit, so I now have a flank on them, on him. Ah, poor little giant. I wonder what's going to happen next turn.
Made it a fair way, right?
Yeah, and then the swarms turn there. So this is how we've ended up. So that's the end of turn 3. No more combats there?
No, done.
Turn 3 done. On to turn 4.
So on to turn 4. Right. So that was good. So what we did is I kind of pondered what to do with the demon card. So I could send him into the Gigas, but I'm not going to kill him, and I get recharged by a Knucker, which is not great. It's only 18 attacks. I don't like that. And I don't want the demon to die immediately. So what I did, I sent the demon and the shock troops into the giant. And the reason I did this was that then he's going to die, absolutely definitely. I can turn around and it will be a double front attack. Now the demon's defense 5. The Gigas are pretty strong. It crush 2, crush 3. But it's only 12 attacks, right, and 6 from the Nucker, and I think he can take that because he's undamaged at this time. And then I haven't actually put it on here, but I've not got my little pointer. Bring a pointer. Pen. I then moved the Warlock to here because then the Warlock was out of 18 and 18 here, right? Which I thought was clever, but then it really restricts me actually because if you look at it, when I try to reform the shock troops, they're going to have to pivot all the way past the Warlock, which is pretty stupid of me. So whoops. Never mind. And then this weapon team moved over here. It's disordered, and I figured I'll block a charge from the swarm. I think I didn't remember that the swarm is nimble, so whoops, never mind. Then I moved this standard bearer down here because he'd forgotten about the standard bearer, which is good for me because it means I can use his breath attack on something, probably the siren. And then I multi-charged into the hidden ones in the hope that I can just get rid of them in a single turn, which I probably can. So let's find out.
I'm laser in. So, claw shot on Nikushi.
Mm-hmm. 4s and 3s.
4s and 3s.
Ooh.
3.
2 more.
2. Ooh, sorry.
Can you do the honours?
Ah! So he's up to 6.
5.
5. I can count every day. That's definitely not enough. So.
It's making great viewing.
I should have decided what to do before we turned the cameras on, but I didn't. Let's shoot the Nucker because we hate the Nucker more. So 5s and
6s. 6s to hit.
Ensnare and stealth and cover.
Yeah.
All right, we'll shoot the 3. Yeah, we'll shoot the swarm with them.
4s and 2s. Yeah.
It's kind of pointless. They don't want to do anything. It's already turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. They're coming to me. Boo-hoo. Who cares? So the best thing about it is I can fast forward video and
Or just cut massive chunks out of it.
Yeah, do that too.
I'm going to take a video of this while you're...
Yeah. So I think we're going to have to lightning bolt the Nikish. No, we lightning bolt the Nucker.
Okay.
Well,
nothing.
1.
Stealth
5s. Great. So we will shoot the Nucker. 6s. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Dice.
And 2s. 1. Assuming that that's a...
It's a 6. It says beginner's luck.
Yeah, of course it is.
1 wound. Hooray! That's it. It's all shooting. So Nikushi's nerve is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And the Nucker is going to die. Oh, bollocks, it's double 1.
Second double 1 of the game.
Second double 1 of the game. He's feeling great. That's annoying. Okay, so we've got Demon and Shock Troops in the flank of the Giant.
I think you could probably just double 1 that, really.
You sure?
Well, you're going to be 26 attacks on 3s and 2s, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Plus the Shock Troops.
Alright. Here we go.
Not inspired. Yeah, dead. Now learning for not being painted.
Indeed. So, I put the balls. Nothing in there for. I can still turn around him like that, and I just have to turn the demon to make sure that they can't charge into him. All right. That was a foresight there, right there. Okay, so he's going to turn like that. He's going to turn like that to shield so they can't see him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's like that. So I don't think the Tidal Swarm can't get in. Yeah. So what we're relying on here is the fact that I'm out of charge range of the Nucker and of Nikushi, and I think I can survive a Giga attack. That is my hope. Who's that 6 wounds belong to? Your giant. Oh, sorry, thrown on the floor. Okay, these guys. So we have to roll this one. So we've got 25 from the shock troops on
5s and 2s.
5s and 2s. With Elite and Vicious. So, here we go. Shiny this light here. There's Elites. Yay for Elite, it's so great. Whoops. Okay.
Spectacular.
2s. And with Vicious.
How many is that?
2, 4, 6, 8. And then 30 from the Blight on 6s.
And crush 1.
Crush 1, so 2s again.
Yep. That's better.
That's plenty of 6s there.
Yeah. That's annoying.
That's nice, brilliant. Wow.
That is a lot of
Look at
6s.
that! Look at all of these! When the 6 is the best roll I've ever done. And 2s.
I thought they were going to stand a chance.
And I'll take those ones out.
How many is
So we
that?
have 2, 4, 6, 7. 8 and 7.
It's 15. They are 16, 18.
Inspired?
Yes.
That's a 6.
Roll. Oh!
3, what's that?
What did you say you
6,
got?
12, 13, 15. They're 15 wounds, plus 3.
18.
18.
And they are 14, 16, 18. Damn! That's
Still dead.
exactly what you needed.
Oh!
That was close.
Wow!
If it hasn't for that
Another double
incredibly
one.
shocking
All the
number of
sixes.
6s.
All the 6s. All the 6s. Well, what we'll do is we're already in the flank there. If Overrun the Blight can butt up against them. If Overrun them, it doesn't really matter. Unless I overrun like 6, but even then he won't be a flank. No one else can see me, so it's only a unit of gigas. We'll overrun the Blight first, just for a laugh. Off the wall, yeah, so
I hit him.
they hit him, but they're off the wall. So he's facing the other way, but it doesn't matter. Ah no! Weapons have locked together. Right, so they're off the wall, so we care about that. Yeah. Kind of like that, and then we'll just turn these guys, I guess, yay. Actually, I'll leave them where they are. Okay. On to your turn. 4 times the demon.
Now, you will spot I made a couple of mistakes there. And I'll show you how as we go forward. So, he moved his Tidal Swarm all the way down here. And turned them because they're nimble. So let's double move and turn. So next turn, so annoyingly, turn 5 he's actually going to get into me. Not the turn 6 that I thought, so there you go, that's, again, that was a mistake. And he moved his Giga back, so he basically knuckled back, so he decided not to take the charge, but instead just to move him out of the sight of the claw shots. Not quite sure why, but there you go. And then he moved Nakushi over here. So why did he do this? So he actually moved him around the wall. I think that's the maximum move. So he couldn't charge. So he moved up just to be threatening, which seems good because I can't actually damage Nakushi. So I can shoot him with one claw shot. But Nakushi rolled regen like crazy. So he went 9. I think 7 of them were regen or something crazy the last move. So she just kind of hovers around 4 or 5 wounds every turn, which is kind of irritating. And do you remember when I said, like, oh yeah, the swarm can't get in, right? But I forgot about the fact that swarms are nimble. So the swarm went in, actually it was this way around. So the Gigas, crab walked sideways, which we're very proud of because they are actually crabs. So they move sideways to allow the swarm to come into the flank of the demon, right? Soften him up a little bit. I think he probably could have done with a little bit more. But I think he was protecting the tokens on the Gigas in the first instance. There's another token there in the middle of the table that hasn't been picked up yet. I think maybe putting the Knucker in as well might have been sensible, but there you go. That's just me. And so the other things that happened there was the Siren moved over, I think maybe to do some drain life on something, maybe onto the demon as well. And we'll see in a minute. And Ector went into the weapon team because he was going to blow it out of the water. And the other mistake that I made was here. So these Gigas went into the shock troops and he put the envoy right behind them. So the reason I've messed up here is I moved them forward. And we always say it doesn't look like it on this thing, but we measured it. That's definitely not how it was. But basically, if I bounce back, the line of sight for that's right, because the unit isn't quite up against where it should be. Basically, the line of sight, if they're in the correct place, basically goes just behind the Gigas. And what I should have done is move the shock troops forward as well to offer that flank. So basically, even if he bounces off the shock troops, which he most likely will with only 12 attacks, I can't flank him with the blight. So that was a bad move from me. So a few mistakes here. Let's see what happens.
Turn 4 for the evil, dastardly Trident Realm. Oh, this shambles over here. Right. So the Siren.
He's going to pull the
Standard
Thunderbearer. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, because I don't want him to be shooting anything.
Yep.
3 inches forward.
So 1, 2, 3.
Cool. That's all my shooting.
And disordered.
Actually. Combat. I don't think I can do enough wins with these Gigas, but I'll give it a go.
Nah.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I don't think they're inspired anymore.
Gigas on shock troops.
12. Are they inspired? No.
Does it reach the corner?
I don't think it does, but maybe your 6 inches is bigger than my 6 inches.
Oh, no, I don't think they are inspired. Thanks.
4,
God damn it.
6.
Hate the Sirens
8,
so
10,
much.
So 3s and 2s with the lead.
Okay.
Oh god.
Nice. All of them! Apart from 1.
11, yeah.
11 hits. 2s.
2s.
That's a 1.
10 wounds.
10 wounds onto the shock troops. 6 and a 4. And they are a 21, 23.
So I'm looking for 11 for a waiver.
Go for, if you tell me. That is a
7.
7, so they're okay.
And you bounce back.
I bounce back because you are good with positioning. So actually it's just a little bit because you want. Look at that. Yep. So we agreed that they would be a bit further forward so that you're out.
Yes, so you still bounce.
Should be out of arc. Yep, so I should be a bit further. There we go.
Other combat. Hector, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18.
Here we go.
On 4s and 2s. Good grief.
Thank you, Charlie Brown. That's less good, but you've got plenty. He's only an 8-10. Oh, no, he's not. He's a 9-11. No, he's not. He's bigger than that. He's a 10-12.
6.
6.
No.
So he's a 10-12 because of the demon. And
Could have
again.
had that over there.
Oh, he still did. The last weapon team is gone. Everyone feels very sad. Anyone that's important.
He's going to advance 3 inches.
Alrighty.
Swarm! 30 attacks on 6s and 5s. 2.
6s and 5s.
So I roll this lot twice.
Okay.
You mock it?
I know, right. You saw how many 6s I rolled a minute ago. That's 1.
So I roll to wound.
Yay! One wound! No!
And then the second lot. Oh, that's better.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
What? Another 4!
Unbelievable.
Fear the swarm.
Fear the swarm.
No?
No. So he is now 17-19 because of the horde.
So a double 6 would waver him.
Yeah.
Saw one come up and got excited there for a minute.
He's feeling grand. Thanks for asking.
Super. How's that? They're going to get toasted next turn.
Yeah, we're gonna shock troop them in the arse, but
Done.
all right, then, Mr. Gorham. We're on to turn 5.
All right, so I remember now. He was doing it to ground the demon, so they couldn't go flapping around the place. And he did very well. So turn 5. So the first thing I did was to move this claw shot. I actually don't know why I did this, because I know why. Because what I wanted to do was to get the swarm that hits on 5s to go over the wall to hit on 6s, so that it might delay a turn, so the other claw shot could have more time kind of shooting stuff. That's why. So the demon, not having a lot of options now, rather than countercharge the swarm pointlessly, went into the front of the gigas because might as well, gonna die. And then I moved the warlock back out of Nakushi's charge arc, so that just gives him a bit more flexibility. So he's still inspiring for the shock troops, and he can lightning bolt something or bane chant them, or something like that. Anyway, doesn't need to bane chant anything, so probably lightning bolt. And then the shock troops obviously took the swarm because they couldn't really do anything else. And then we did some shenanigans in the corner. Right, so the shock troops, right. So the first thing they did was to, it's important that I stay up front here. We had a chat about whether I could do this or not, and I won. And then later on, we kind of, well, not we, actually. Matt was kind of, I'm not really sure that was right. We posted on Fanatics, and actually he was completely right. So this was completely shady, what I did here. It's not allowed. So the shock troops dropped their loot token, and then charged into the gigas. And then the blight turned around. So when you drop a token, you drop it within your base imprint, right? So within your base, okay? So I said, well, I'm going to drop it right on the edge of them, and then turn the blight around, so the blight are then touching the edge of the unit, and then they can just pick up the token, right? It is generally accepted, I think, apparently, according to Fanatics. You can't do that. You can't, your unit has to at least move off the token, right? So probably what I could have done is dropped it right at the back of the unit and then turned the blight a bit more so their edge was on it or something like that. Anyway, but basically, I passed the token from one unit to the other, which you're really not supposed to be doing. So that was kind of cheating. And it puts the token, all 4 tokens now. 4? 2. Only 2, wasn't it? 2 tokens. Both tokens into Matt's half. So that was not right. So sorry, everyone. I probably could have finagled it so the blight got the token in the end. But that wasn't right. So that was wrong. Bad me. Naughty. Sorry, etc. So then the blight went in there. And then the stand barbarian just moved. He's not where he's shown then, behind the unit. He's actually between the units. Just doing some inspiring and hiding and stuff. So yeah, that was my turn 5.
All right, so we are turn 5 for the wonderful Ratkin. I feel we've not got enough of my t-shirt into this.
I'm not getting your head.
You see the back of it?
Nice.
It's our new slogan. Anyway, okay, right. So these guys can't do anything because we just turned around. These guys are going to shoot Nakushi because I'm just going to pray. I was going to Bane Chant. I was going to Bane Chant. I don't need to Bane Chant because I'm not going in. Right, fine.
4s and 3s.
Look at that bad boy.
Daka, daka, daka.
Pachow! 3 wounds. She's the backup to fire. That's what she regened last turn. Lightning Bolt. 4s and 4s.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Take that all day. Whoa.
Marvellous. Marvellous.
My wrist. It's my wrist.
Got any weapon sneaks to shoot? Nah.
That was uncalled for. Nakushi's nerve. Double 6! Double 6!
I kind of deserved that, didn't I?
That's what you get.
That's a pain.
Auto waiver. Actually, it's 17. Isn't she a 14, 16?
Yeah, so
it's a reroll.
Re-roll.
Ah! Double 6!
6.
Bollocks.
11.
6. She's fine.
Oh.
God damn it!
Stupid game.
Stupid game! Alright, let's do the shock troops. Let's try and get some good news into my life. 25 on 4s and 5s though. That's what I was going to do with the Warlock. I've remembered now. I was going to scoop him over there and bane chant those shock troops. Bit late for that now. Ooh dear. Right, 4s and 5s.
With a late?
Correct.
That's still a reasonable amount.
I'd say that's acceptable, but it's the 5s that we need. Okay.
It's looking a little dicey.
Yeah. Oh.
See what I've done there.
Yeah.
Oof.
Nope. Bollocks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds, putting them up to 8.
Yeah, 16, 18.
A 16, 18?
Because a 15, 17 plus the Banner of the Griffin.
Ridiculous. 8. So what do I need?
The 16, 18. 10.
10.
10
kill.
twice. Yeah.
6 to waver. That's an 8. 8 and 8, 16. So they're wavered.
Wait, but that's really quite annoying. Oh, man.
We should put the waver token that I tried to put on the goose to them. Hurrah!
Yeah, that's.
And
not
we
good.
bounce. Flankety flank, flankety flank. Flankety flank.
Yeah, can I do anything about that? I don't think I can.
Okay, we shock shoot 50 attacks onto the flank of this bad boy.
Yeah, just double one that.
Here we go, double 1. Twice. And. Nope.
Okay.
Swarm's gone. Bloody Hector. Well, Hector could just attack me, I'm not really bothered. So let's turn like that, and then we will bounce from Hector. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And the demon into the Gigas. The shortly to be dead demon.
4s and 3s?
Correct. 4s and 3s, yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 13. Threes. 2, 4, 6 wounds.
Not bad.
Shut up.
Well, it isn't.
Double 6 to waver.
No.
It's a 9. 9 and 6,
No.
15.
They are 16, 17 because they have the staying stone.
You remember the staying stone for the first time?
He's not brutal, is he?
No, I wish he was. I feel that would be suitable for him, but he is not brutal. With his 5 wounds. Oh, why? All right then. Well, I believe it is your turn 5.
Okay, so the swarm went into the claw shots as expected, and the knucker finally plucked up the courage to jump out from behind the house into the flank of the demon, unsurprisingly, and the gigas went into the front, and then just to make it worse, the Sari moved over, this time to drain life. I remember definitely right this time. This was when she was going to drain life, right? Get rid of the demon. Nakushi just backed up a little bit to get out of the charge arc of the shock troops, which seems pretty sensible. And then, now I put Hector over here, so I know that Hector moved over because he was going to Kraken Moor, push the shock troops off the hill so they couldn't charge the gigas next turn. However, on the next screenshot that I've got of turn 6, he's somehow over in front of the blight. So I'm hopeful that however that happened comes out in the next bit of video, but we'll see. And then he backed the gigas up, right? So the gigas are off the hill, and he's going to Kraken Moor the shock troops off the hill so they can't be charged, which I think is an excellent move. So yeah, let's take a look at turn 5 and see if this mystery is unpicked.
Right, turn 5 for the Trident round.
Shooting. Spin my thingy round.
Envoy.
Envoy round. And I'm going to teleport Hector.
Everyone's very excited. Correct.
Yes.
Done. 20. Where are you going?
Well, I'm going to put him here.
Alright.
Like this.
Each way.
So that blocks your charge to there.
Dastardly.
And then I'm going to try and wind blast them off the hill.
Okay. do it.
Oop. It'd be funny if I killed them.
It would be not funny. Well, it'd be hilarious. Actually.
4s and 4s.
Yeah, the defence 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 inches back off the hill.
So let's measure up. So, whoa. Oh dear, everything's fallen off. Got to put that ruler there. So I would say they're off the hill now.
Yeah, that'll do. And roll to wound 4 times. Twice.
Twice. So they are up to 12.
Roll to break them. In a minute, because I don't know if I've done my shooting yet.
Ha!
No, drain life on these guys from the siren. So she spins round. 4s and 3s.
Is it piercing 1? Yeah.
Yeah. 1. Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, God.
Ah, it was a noble attempt.
It was rubbish. No, on those guys over there.
11 and 12 is 23. 3.
That'll do.
So they are a 21, 23. So roll again.
Damn.
I think they
I
feel
forgot
fine.
he was there.
Yeah.
He's hiding.
Little standard bear who's not disordered anymore. So much health. Shame. Anyway, move on.
Combat. No, these are over here. 6s and 4s.
So a bunch of otters touching a bunch of rats. Otters and there is a crocodile there. To be fair, that's fairly fierce. I'm not sure the frogs are much unless they're poisoned frogs.
6s and 4s.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. Ooh,
2. Nothing.
nothing.
Point.
I guess we will shoot you. Now here's a question: do you get cover if I shoot you? No, because I can see half your base. Move on. Right.
Next. Gigas onto the big guy.
All right.
4, 8, 12.
12 on 3s,
3s and 2s to the lead.
Go. All but 2, 10. Not looking good for me.
3, 6, 8.
8 and 5, he's up to 13 wounds.
Knocker in the flank. 2, 4,
I think.
6, 8, 10,
Oh no, he's in rally.
12. 3s and 2s.
Whereas he was on 13, Karen.
God damn it. Rubbish knocker. There's another 5.
Another 5, so he's on 18 wounds. He's a 17, 19, so double 1 twice.
Splat.
Goodbye! Danger mouse. Whoa! Oh no! Stupid
So
models.
over there, right?
Yeah, because he was in the middle.
Yeah.
So if we put a base where there we go. So that's there. The base where he was there, so you're there. And that's where the knucker is.
I'm going to back up the gigas
Exciting!
because I think that if I get far enough, because of the way the knucker is in this, you won't be able to charge them.
Alrighty.
One
2,
each.
1.
How's that?
I think I think we'll be able to in a line there.
You can't fit. Ah, yes.
Well, not now, I've moved her, but unless you overrun the knucker, maybe.
Would that work? Yes, because no, because even if I got
I can still go forward,
3.
but I'd be definitely hindered then. Whereas now, if I charge, I'm not hindered because I can come straight in. But if you move him over, I'm going to have to go all the way forward and then in, which means that I'm hindered over the wall. Right?
yeah. But if I move to how far would I need to move? Do you want to pause?
Ooh, that's a good amount. Well, this is kind of interesting. I think you'd have to move at least 4.
Yeah. So
You need a 4.
in a 4 plus. They've had 6 wounds off them. You're going to be.
Okay, now I'm going to pause it.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've ended up... Oh, we can put the knucker back, I guess. So we did an overrun, we hit 2, which is not enough. So the shock troops can go in next turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, by overrunning...
Oh, it's even worse.
You've made it worse for yourself. Because now I definitely don't go over the wall. Ah.
Never mind.
Oh dear. That's their wounds, put it back.
What is wounds? 8 or 6?
6.
6.
I don't know whose wounds that were. Was that Knucker's wounds? He had 1 wound.
He did have 1 wound.
There you go. Now we know what to do. Alright, so I'm in a bit of a tricky position. We've got this little fella as well. Turn 6.
And it's on to turn 6. So, the claw shots. Oh, I thought I've charged. I didn't charge at all. Obviously, I just shot them because why would I charge? There was no wounds, right? Anyway, there you go. And then I moved. So I moved the warlock over here because I figured I can kill the gigas and then turn to reform because obviously the shock troops went in here and turn to and then I'll be within inspiring. Except that of course I can't turn because the siren is there. So yeah. Well, you know, it was getting late. Not my fault. And we went with the blight into Ector, which is going to be pointless because he's defense 6. And we moved these guys up onto the hill, so they don't have any loot tokens by this point because obviously I cheated. But they wouldn't, they wouldn't have had loot tokens at this point anyway. I'm sure I could have finagled it. So instead of that, I just moved them up onto the hill so that the blight couldn't be charged. Right. And in case it was a turn 7, so I moved them so far that on turn 7 I will be absolutely able to wade in and get those 2 loot tokens off those gigas. And then I haven't put it here. But the standard bearer moved forward as well because he's forgotten about my standard bearer. He didn't use the siren on him, so he is ready to shoot. So I'm going to shoot the gigas and try and kill them to get their loot tokens. Whoa, how exciting.
Alright, so turn 6. So we are going to shoot your fellas who failed to wound me. 4s and 2s. That's what I call a roll. I feel there should be a lead, don't you? 4 wounds.
Yep, nice.
Onto your swarm.
Yep, just rolled a...
Not that it matters.
Dink.
And we will shoot Nakushi because you just need to die. Or should we shoot the Knucker? No, we'll shoot Nakushi. He's inspiring. Or should we shoot the Knucker?
Knucker's on 6s.
Alright, Nakushi, 4s.
4s and 3s, yeah?
Correct. 3 wounds.
Up to 5.
Again. The 3rd time this game, he's been on 5 wounds. And we're going to Bane Sharp. Bane Sharp shock troops. Yes!
It's Bane Shot 3, isn't it?
Bane Sharp 3! They got piercing!
They could do a crushing strength though.
Yes, well they've got that. This is all a bit... Oh yeah, 10! Ha ha ha! Right, gigas. 10 on 4s and 4s. This is quite important, isn't it?
I'd say this one's more important.
Yeah, because I can't actually pick up your tokens.
Unless it's turn 7.
Unless there's turn 7.
Oof.
That'll do. 4s. That won't do. Oh.
3.
3 wounds.
Up to 11.
11. Okay. Right, nerve on the gears.
16, 18 at the moment. That's probably enough, right?
6 and 11.
No, that's 17.
17s, they're wavered.
They're wavered.
They are re-wavered.
Turn 7's going to hurt.
Yeah! Just put that back there then. Nakushi, die! 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. She's alright, 14, 16, right?
Yeah.
Swarm. 7 and 4.
11, they're fine. They're dash 12.
Ridiculous. Okay. Okay, so
You've got me worried that Nikushi isn't 14, 16 now.
Let's look it up.
I've got a book here.
A book?
Look.
Steady on.
For those
Oh, live looking up in a book.
Everyone loves.
Okay, so she is 14, 16. Right, we will do the blight into him.
5s and 5s.
Ensnaring, yep, 5s and 5s. Because he's unbelievably defense 6. Here we go. Well, that's wounds, so let's look at that. I was going to pick up the hits if that's okay. Because there's not. Oh, there's quite a few, but not really enough. None of the little dice are. Oh, there's one. Alright, that's rubbish. But kind of what you expect.
That's still. Oh.
No. No, whatsoever. I'll just take my 2 tokens and bounce, thanks very much. Whoa, it's a collapse. Oh no. He's we know where he is.
Right,
He's there, yeah.
Ready to hopefully offer me a flank charge on those shock troops.
From what?
From an overrun.
Oh, I see. From him.
Yeah,
you can flank it for the individual if you like. They haven't got any tokens, so I don't care.
Yeah, but I want to stop in case it's turn 7. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Right, and this one.
Ugh.
So, 5s and 4s. They're not ensnaring, so not 5s. 4s and 4s.
Yeah, it's not going to go well.
2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go, boys. Let's go, girls.
With Elite and Vicious, because they're stupid.
They are stupid. It would be terrible if they nerfed them in version 3 of Kings of War,
It would
wouldn't
be
it?
awful.
Yeah,
It would be really
wow.
bad. Yeah.
Late! Okie dokie. I was actually holding my breath then on this game in which nothing rides other than pride. We should have kept a running tally of the Universal Battle games at some point to work out actually, but I can't be able to go back through all the logs. 4s, whoops. That's a 3, so that doesn't count. 8.
Just smash the dice everywhere.
I've just knocked a dice over that might have not been a hit before.
Well, let's work out what happens, and then when it's crucial, we'll argue about it.
Jeremy Duval on your 48-inch TV can tell us.
I don't think that's pretty academic, I think.
So that was a 4. Right, and that's your wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So they're up to 14. Yeah, it's double ones anyway. Twice.
Is it?
Well, yeah, I think so.
That's an 8.
Yeah, and that's an 8.
That's a 9. So we'll have their tokens.
I should have dropped the tokens.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
There you go. Home. Oh, they're really heavy.
Yeah.
Full metal jacket. Right. So we're going to have to turn. Now, because your siren's in the way, I can't turn further than that. Which means I'm going to get a flank from the Kush no matter what happens. Yeah? So I can turn that far because of the siren, and then I bounce, so it's a flank. That's as far as I can go.
I think you can turn 90 degrees.
I can turn 100 degrees.
Yes, you could, yeah. 180, I'd say that's more.
Because she's just next to their centre. Yeah, 180. It is more.
I think 180 is more than 100.
Correct.
This is going to make great film.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah, we'll just cut that.
And I forgot to record the bit that explains what I did. But essentially, I realised I couldn't turn because of where the siren was. There was very little turning I could do. So actually, I just took a 180. I turned all the way round because that was a flank from Inuka and a front from Nakushi. And there was no one that could double their attacks by getting me there. So a rear charge was avoided. But yeah, not great. So Swarm went back into claw shots, and then he took the flank with Inuka, front with Nakushi, and he shoved an Ector into the rear. Okay, so basically we worked out he needed those tokens. He needed those tokens to win or to get within a chance, right? Because at the moment I've got 2 on my Blight, so that's 8 points because they're in his half. He's got 2 on his Gigas who can't move, so that's 8 points? 4 points. Right, 4 points on my Blight. He's got 2 from the Gigas because they're not 100% into the half and he can't move them out because he's wavered. So he really needs the 2 from those shock troops. I've actually 4 on those shock troops. He needs those 4 because then he would get 6 altogether and he would potentially win. Right, so he needs to get those shock troops to win. So let's have a look. Oh, the other thing that happened was the envoy ran in front of the blight, so that I definitely couldn't flank the gigas with the blight. So yeah, turn 6.
All right, this is quite tense now.
Right.
Feel the tension. Shooting.
Get drain life on the shock troops.
Yep.
So 4s and 3s.
Correct.
3. 4. Haven't rolled too many dice, have I? No.
Oh, drain life. What is it?
6. 3s.
1.
1, which I'll use.
It's a start.
Rather pointlessly to heal the gigas.
It's a start. So Matt needs to kill this unit to win.
No, I'll use it to heal Nakushi.
Oh, bloody Nakushi!
That's all my shooting done. Combat, I'll do the swarm. 3.
Here we go. The world's most point with no bearing whatsoever upon the game.
12, 13. I'm practicing for attrition. 5s.
3, 4.
2. Nerve check.
That'll do it.
Splat.
Woohoo! Nick that.
Advance.
Plop. Right into the firing line.
Yeah. Well, if you're shooting them, that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'm not shooting at someone important.
Right, Ector in the rear.
Nobody wants Hector in the rear, let me tell you.
3s and 2s.
So 4.
Yeah. 3 wounds.
They're up to 4.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Knock her in the flank. 3s and 2s.
Oof. Oof.
3, 6, 8.
8, so they're up to 12.
Knack in the front. 3s and 2s.
Oh, that's what we'd like to see.
You had 1 job. 2 more.
Okay, 14.
No.
Then
2022?
is 2022, and that's it. No inspiring. So you need.
Shall I just roll it and we'll find out?
Yeah. Not that. 6
12,
and
18,
14.
20. They're wavered.
20. Wavered. Turn 7 will be interesting. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? So, it's turn 6. You've just completed turn 6.
Yes.
Currently the score is, so I've got 4 there, another 4 from them because they're in my half, so that's 8. And you have 2. So you need a turn 7.
Yes.
It's your turn to roll for turn 7.
Cool.
There is no turn 7!
There isn't.
Hurrah! So, we are done. It's
We
a victory to the noble mighty rats. Congratulations to me. It was a good game. Any thoughts about things you would have done differently?
No, I think what I tried to do, it came off. I think losing the depth horrors in 1 shot from the blight changed things because that would have set some flanks and stuff. Yeah,
it was good. I mean, I think it just came down to some dice in the end, really. Couldn't kill the Kyushi if it killed me, literally. Think about how I played the demon. We're talking about because I would have normally been more aggressive, but I tried holding him back a bit longer, which means he could actually get into the combat there rather than being tied up by knuckers. So that's something. But yeah, worked out in the end, and we'll find out
at the weekend.
At the weekend, what happens? And I'll let you know where Matt comes as well. If I do a tournament, I was like, well, I came 97th, but Matt came 98th, so we shall see. So, thanks for watching.
So it's a victory to the rats. I'm utterly gutted. Forgot to do a dramatic pose. It's like my thing. Oh man, we forgot to do the dramatic pose. He was like, thank God for that. And I was like, oh, fair enough, mate. Yeah, good game. Matt's a great guy. And we're off to Clash of Kings. So I think I'm posting this on the Friday before, hopefully, if I can get it uploaded. If not, it'll be posted on the Saturday of Clash of Kings, which would be a bit weird because there'll be no UK players to watch it. Maybe there'll be a couple. And the only thing left to say is thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Death by Dragons.